Alright guys, first of all, I love it when people cut their grass and they just leave it right in the middle of the road. But we're going to hit up a yard sale before we hit up the convention that we're going to today. The Atari Computer Enthusiast Group of Columbus. They're having their annual convention. It's the smallest video game convention in the world, I'm convinced. But like I said, we're going to do a little yard sailing before we get there.
How you doing, Dave?
Good, how you doing?
All right.
Oh.
Used to be fun. Get too much like work now.
Yeah, it's like a job, damn it. Do you have any more of the PlayStation 2 games? You got any more of those lying around?
The only 3 I got.
Old Nintendo, anything like that?
No.
Alright.
I don't even have them. I'm not sure where I even got them.
Let's go get a battery later. Thank you.
Howdy. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Awesome.
Alex is liking baby brother.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he loves them.
What's going on, man? How you doing? Good, good, good. Are these all individually priced, or are they the same price?
$3 each.
$3 each? Okay, cool.
Yep.
All right, thanks, man. Yeah. The only problem with that is when one player can never play.
Hey Charles, next year get this light fixed. It's like running back here and having a cookout. Okay.
Text the other one now.
Alexa, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Chippendale, should be Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Either C or R. I think it's a Chippendale. I think it's C. What? Okay, what's one on that?
What is going on, people inside the internet machine? Welcome to this Pickups episode. We're back from the world's smallest video game convention, the Atari Computer Enthusiast Group of Columbus. They just have that little area in the church, man. It's really small, but it's pretty cool because them old dudes, man, that rocked it out with the Atari and the Coleco and the Intellivision and all them old retro, like before what I collect for, which is Nintendo consoles, man. It's always cool to see all that old stuff and see that, as Retro Remix Nation would say, that those guys are keeping retro gaming alive, and they're doing it at a very old school level, man. I love it. Only actually had one pickup from the entire convention. It was supposed to open at 10, so you know I'm a pain in the ass, so I got there at like 9:40. But there were people swarming all over the place. Now you guys saw it. I wouldn't doubt if there was a mad. I know the vendors are allowed to come in at 9, so I wouldn't put it past them to put in everybody just coming in at like 9:15 and whatever. Now I will say this: that convention is a little weird, and I'll tell you why. The first year we went to that, it was kind of like it was today. It was sort of more casual, a lot of older stuff, a lot of people that had, like garage sale leftovers, got tables, and they were selling like zappers for $2 and, dollar NES bins. And then it was like the next year, right? This would have been, I guess, 2010 or something, 2011, when the boom really started to happen. All the tables in there were taken up by people that actually had retro video game stores or were professional resellers. And it continued like that until like yesterday, right? There were a couple guys that owned stores. Super Game Team was there, and they kind of bring in a hodgepodge of stuff. But most of those guys were just like regular dudes, you know what I mean? That don't have stores, maybe do a little flea marketing, a little yard sale selling, stuff like that. Because they just don't have the turnout that big conventions have, so it's not really worth the time of those guys that own stores to lug all that shit down there, sell maybe $100, $200 worth of shit, and then haul it back to wherever it is that they're going to go. So it's perfect for like casual. So think of it more of like a garage sale where you know that all they're going to have is video game stuff. I had a quick sale before that at like 8 o'clock, so I sold a game, and then I sort of hit my garage sales on the way over, and then we went to the convention. Like I said, I had one pickup from the convention, and then on the way home I hit more garage sales, and I actually hit the thrift store. So we'll get to the thrift store pickups first because they're not as exciting. So for $5, green tag was half off. So for $2.50, picked up this badass PlayStation 2 controller. I'm going to open it now. It is a, let me unwrap this. Pretty excited to see this. Trying to fill some dead air. Okay. So it's a Mad Catz Indianapolis Colts controller. Those of you that do not know, I am a huge Colts fan. Love my Indianapolis Colts. So for $2.50 to get a controller, and it's in really good shape. Yeah, everything's nice and crispy. I can't do it like Retro Survival. Let me try. Crispy! Yeah, there it is. Alright, so yeah, definitely excited to have that. I love you, Indianapolis Colts controller. Alright, so then $5 for this bag right here. We're going to open it up. Get the plastic out of there. First thing that I saw in there that was really cool was this universal cable. This thing is crazy. Alright, so it's like I said, it's a universal cable that plugs into, looks like Wii, 360, and PlayStation 3. And let's see, what is this? Alright, so it runs from AV to component. And what's awesome is all of the component cables on there. So we can hook that up to the Elgato. and it's even got an S-video port. So I would pay $5 probably just for that cord. Also in there, there is a Xbox, looks like an Xbox 360 fat power cable. So we don't need that. But the last thing in there was definitely awesome to find. It's an Xbox 360 Slim power adapter, and the plastic is still on the prong that goes into, what does that go into? That may go into the back of the console, and it's missing the actual part that plugs into the wall. So we're going to jump on eBay and we're going to buy one of these. Now, I don't need one of these, but I may be using this in a trade, an upcoming trade. So, yeah, definitely cool to get that, especially on the cheap. All right, so let's get into it. Let's go with the convention. This is the one game that I picked up at the convention. I actually was gonna pick this up at CorgsCon because it was, the guy had it. He was only wanting $10 for it, which is a really good price for a NES shoot 'em up. But it's actually in the footage, the CorgsCon recap footage, and I forgot about it. So today I picked it up. I had to pay a little bit of a premium, $15. Picked up Zanak, which is exciting because this is, from what I understand, is a pretty good shoot 'em up from the 8-bit era. I wonder if this will be on Mr. Tight White's shoot 'em up showdown, the road to the Final Four. He's having a really cool like tournament style with all these shoot 'em ups to determine which shoot 'em up is the best. I'm going to trademark the shoot 'em up shootout right now. That's trademark copyrighted, and if you use that, then you owe me a nickel. Zanak. I actually don't hear a lot of people talking about this. This doesn't make a lot of people's review or top 10, whatever, top 5 shoot 'em ups for the NES. Usually it's a lot of the Life Force and the Gradius, and those are good games too. But this is a vertical scrolling shoot 'em up that, like I said, I just don't hear too many people talking about. And it was actually recommended by a friend of mine, so that was pretty cool. All right, so on my way home from the convention, I hit up a ton of yard sales and didn't really find anything. But I'm driving past this yard sale, and they're using this big, bright, white poster board. And then they must have written on it in pencil because it was like the words were super thin and they were all faded. So I was like, what the hell, I'll turn around. So I turned around. I had to turn around, go back to this yard sale. And as I'm kind of pulling up the side street, I could see they had a table with a PlayStation 2 and stacks of PlayStation 2 games, you know, maybe 5 deep, 6 deep. And they're just individual stacks of them. So I thought that's kind of interesting. So I asked the guy, I said, how much do you want for your PlayStation 2 games? And he said $7. And I said, well, $7 a game or $7 for each one of these like stacks of like 5 or 6? And he said $7 per game. And I was like, whoa, Tiger. And he's like, well, I could negotiate a lower price. And I'd be like, I hope so, bro. Because they were all like sports games. They did have Midway Arcade Treasures, but it was scratched up, missing the manual, that kind of thing. I wasn't going to pay $7 for that anyway. A lot of ATV, Off-Road Fury, Sprint Car, or whatever. I asked about cartridge games. They were like, no, we don't have cartridge games. I was kind of trying to figure out what was going on. Because I asked if they had GameCube games, and he was like, yeah, we had GameCube games yesterday. We had a stack of GameCube games yesterday. And he sold them all, which I find hard to believe if there were sports games in there, unless somebody bundled everything together and picked them up. So I started to dig a little bit more, and he said, well, I have a guy that brings me games, like tubs of games. Apparently they buy storage lockers or whatever, and then I just sell them at my garage sales. And I was like, okay, well, that's cool. I'm not going to buy any of these games, especially at whatever. I wouldn't pay $1. I said, but you got any cartridge games, anything like that? Old Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64. Gave him the spiel. He said no immediately. I saw the lady. She was kind of sitting under like a tent. And she said, I don't know. We might. Let me go check. Music to my ears. So she runs in and checks. Comes out with 3 games. Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. She wanted like $10 for Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. I was like, oh, okay. What else you got? Let me see. So she showed me these 2 games. Now, I asked her how much she wanted for these games. She said $3. And I said, would you do 2 for $5? And she said, sure. And I'll tell you why I did 2 for $5. That you're always going to haggle that down anyway. But first game was Super Mario World. And it says on it, defective, needs deep clean and retest. And you can see the water damage on the label. And then the screws, I don't know if that's going to show up. The screws are all rusted. So, yeah, I figured for $250, I'd definitely take a chance for that on this. I tried to clean the pins. Did not work. So, I might have to take out those screws and try to finagle with it a little bit more. I really only needed one of these games to work. So, the other half of that $5, $250, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars. And it also says, defective, will not save. So my guess is that this one was going to work. This one wasn't going to work. So for $5, I'd pick up Super Mario RPG in a heartbeat. Now, I wiped the pins off on this. Not only does it work, but it also saves. So yeah, Super Mario RPG for $250. And I figured if I can get this one working, then I'll sell it. No big deal. If not, no big deal either. Honestly, I'd like it to work so I could sell it, make a couple bucks, pay for Super Mario RPG, but whatever. All right. So before the convention, we hit up some yard sales. You guys saw some footage there. I wasn't trying to take a lot of footage because I knew I was going to go to the Atari group thing. I asked the lady if she had any old video game stuff. She said yes. She brought it out. It was a Wii bundle. She said that her son wanted $100 for all this Wii stuff. Now, it was a first generation Wii. Did come with 2 controllers, but it was kind of dinged up. Had some like gum or something in the slot. It looked like it was going to be a little bit more trouble than what I needed. But she said make an offer on it. Somebody was supposed to come pick it up. They never did. And they were just kind of looking to get rid of it. I said $70 for everything. The console, games, everything. And she did one of those. And you guys know the face. If you've yard saled long enough, you know the face. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know if I could take that. That means you just insulted them. Okay? So I said, well, I'm not really interested in the console. Would you be willing to sell some of these games? And she was like, yeah, I guess. I mean, it kind of depends on what you're going to offer. And at that point, after you've already offended them, probably not wise to offend them again. So they're not going to take $1 or $2. Looking at some of these titles, I knew that I'd be able to make a little bit of money back on it. So I wasn't tripping at all. So I said, how about $5 each for these titles? That'll give you $40. Throw in another title for free. These 9 titles for $40, really. And I'd probably sell that Wii for $40 or $50. So that gets you closer to 90, which is closer to the 100 that you want. I just don't really need the console. And she was like, sure, no problem. So 9 Wii games, $40. These first 4 games are games that I have. This first one is SNK Arcade Volume 1. That one is complete. Punch-Out game that I recently picked up. That is super complete with all the back manuals and advertisement. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Complete. And the heavy hitter there. This game, along with the other ones, Mario Party 8. Complete. Very nice condition. Those will probably pay for my whole day and then some. So I'm not worried about it. So these are the 5 games that I'm thinking about adding to my collection. First one is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. Complete. My kids like Dragon Ball Z and fighting games and things like that. So, I don't know. Probably keep that one. Mario Super Slugger Baseball. Complete. It's a cool game to see here. And I'm glad this plays with the GameCube controller and like the Wii Classic controller. Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. That one is complete. Again, all nice condition. And if I'm not mistaken, somebody that knows Wii games, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm pretty sure this is a Wii exclusive. I don't think that Tatsunoko versus Capcom Ultimate All-Stars came out on other consoles. So correct me if I'm wrong. Alright, Super Mario Galaxy 2. Unfortunately, that one is missing the manual. It's got the insert in there, but yeah, missing the manual. Unfortunately, kids will play that one. And game I'm happy to see. This is the first time I think I've found this in the wild. Super Smash Bros. Brawl. Unfortunately, missing the manual, but the discs are in great shape. So, all right, guys, that is our exciting day, our Atari group recap and yard sailing, thrifting. Guys, we're going to cut this one short. See you next time. Maybe I'll pick something else up. This upcoming week, we are going to a Cashland Advance clearance sale. So hopefully we can pick up some nice shit there. So see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I love you guys. I really, really do.